Okay, Alex, let's begin with our lesson, shall we? So, I don't know if you've done this lesson before, Isaac. I hope not. But well, here comes Marcella. Great.
Hello there.
Welcome, Marcella. Glad you could make it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was having some issues with the connection.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so couple of questions. Uh, do you read reviews of movies, music, or books? Teachers, you can turn off your cameras, by the way. Okay, because we've
As
got
I'm the only one?
no, 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 you're with Isaac.
Okay, okay, perfect.
You and Isaac are the students. Uh, do you read movie reviews of movies, book, music, or books, Marcella?
Yeah, movies reviews only when going to the movies, and books too, only when I have a recommendation from it.
Ah, okay. And where do you read them?
Usually, novels.
No,
uh,
where do you read them?
where?
These reviews, do you read them online or
Online.
in newspapers or magazines?
Online.
Yeah. What about you,
Or in the
Isaac?
back of the book.
Yeah. Yes, I often read them on the back of the book as well. What about you, Isaac? Where do you read reviews, if you read them?
Yes, I usually reviews, especially when I go to the cinema, and
Yeah.
I always like to review, before watching a movie on online website. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Do you always trust the reviews that you read? Do you always
Like
trust them?
I would say yes, because I think when you read a review in this case on a specific movie, I think it will give you, a small idea about in general the topic of the movie. But I
Uh,
think I will not trust completely because I think every person has different perspective, and you know. But yes, at the end of the day, I think it will give you an general idea of the movie.
right. And look at this image. It's a DVD. Remember when people used to buy DVDs? What kind of, I mean, but it could be a streaming thing, couldn't it? So what kind of DVD is it?
Looks like one of this kind of Discovery Channel kind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, what's the word? Natural history, I think they call it, don't they?
Yeah.
Natural history. Yeah. Or nature. Right. So, we're going to read a review written on like a website. Yeah. Welcome, Lorena. Glad you could join us.
Hi, thank you, teacher.
Now we're going to be writing a review tonight, so to develop your writing skills, right? So we're going to read a review of a DVD called Life. Yeah. Um, so I'd like you to read quickly in literally 2 minutes. Okay, and I want you to decide, is the writer's view of opinion of this product, is it positive or negative? All right, overall. And then note down two positive and negative comments. Okay, so two minutes to do this and choose, and then I'll give you a little of extra time to write down some positive and negative comments. that the person notes about the review. Okay, so here is the link coming into the chat now. Please confirm that you have received it.
Yeah, we have it.
Zach, Lorena, you've got it. Okay, now. So you've got
Yes.
now got literally 2 minutes to read and answer as quickly as you can. Ten seconds left. When you're ready, go ahead uh, and choose, and then try to find two positive comments and two negative comments that the reviewer, Renata Beccagli, makes about life. It's what we call a user review. It's not a professional review. Let's see. When you're ready, send in your responses. Press the purple submit button down at the bottom. Are you having any problems writing on it or submitting?
No.
Okay. Please go ahead and submit your responses. All right, got one. Yeah, it's overall it's positive. So the negative, Slightly too much music. Positive, it's absorbing. Yeah, the box isn't very solid. You could also mention that, yeah, popping the discs is a little too difficult. Filming is spectacular. That's another positive comment, right? All right. Let's focus on the uh, the organization of this review. Okay. So I'd like you to read again, but this time identify which paragraph the content comes. So if you think, for example, that the positive points go in paragraph one, then you choose paragraph one. If you think the negative points go in paragraph two, then you choose paragraph two, and so on. Yeah, and the conclusion is probably going to be the final paragraph, right? That's usually the case with uh, reviews. So please, here is the second task. Uh, when you're done, you can move on to next. Where would you read a review like this? Think about the style. Is it formal, semi-formal, or informal? And finally, try to match the sentence halves together. The best moment is when the Komodo dragons hunt a buffalo. Yeah. So I'll leave you to do that for a few minutes. Just confirm that you have this task.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Give you about 3 minutes in total to work on that. 1 minute left. When you're ready, please submit. Thank you. Thank you, Marcella. Just waiting on Isaac and Lorena. One more response, please. Thank you. Okay, let's go with it then. Positive points. Okay, so we were split 50-50. I would say it goes in, yeah, paragraph 2 is the better answer. Yeah, yeah. Whereas also the description of content would go into paragraph 2 as well. The negative points you can see in paragraph 3, can't you? On the downside, yeah, yeah. That's a that's a clear signal that it's the negative points. Uh, Conclusion or recommendation is paragraph 4. Yeah, it's more logical that to catch the lead reader's attention, you want to get them to encourage them to read, don't you? So yeah, I usually don't like documentaries, but this one is an exception. Yeah, enthusiastic promotion of the product. Uh, so it would be paragraph 1. Favorite part is likely to be, yeah, in paragraph 2. And additional features also go in paragraph. Yeah, plenty of extras, including a making of the documentaries. Yes, so that's the additional features. Uh, Paragraph 3. Now, where would you see this? Yeah, it's like what we call a user review of a product or service. Sometimes we see them on Amazon. They're sometimes quite short there, though. Um, it could be more likely to be on an online website, right? Yeah, in a magazine, it might be a bit more formal. Um, they wouldn't use so many contractions and so on, perhaps. Yeah, it has a certain informal feel to it, but on the other hand, there are paragraphs, so probably semi-formal, yeah? Because you want the reader to take you seriously, don't you? It's the best moment is when the Komodo dragons hunt. Even if you're into the subject matter, you'll find it completely absorbing. Notice the conditionals. We'll look at those in a minute. If there's a downside, it's the music. One other small complaint is that the DVD box isn't very solid. But all in all, this is an excellent package. Yes, summarizing. So let's focus on this language a little bit more. Here's a Komodo dragon to help us. All right, so can you think of some other phrases that you could use instead of the best moment? Uh, imagine it's a movie or even a play. Yeah, so you might say the best scene. Uh, the best scene. Uh, scene, sorry. The best scene is when. So if it's a movie, or if it's a book, then the best chapter. Uh, if it's a Let's change the color, shall we? How about that? Chapter or song, if it's an album or track. Uh, and we'll skip 2 and 3 for the moment and have a look at 4. Small complaint. What other phrases could we use for making a complaint or saying something negative, but maybe in a light-hearted way? Any suggestions, Lorena?
Uh, no complain.
One other
Uh, maybe I don't know. Objection? No.
objection? Could be. It sounds a bit more formal, but yeah, I think it would work. Yeah, but we could just say criticism. Criticism. Or we could say, if we want to be more informal, we could use quibble. Quibble. Yeah, it's like a minor complaint. Yeah. Or gripe. That's also a complaint. Yeah. A gripe. Yeah. But as it's a semi-formal, semi-informal review, then you can use this types of language. Now, what about language for summarizing? All in all is one idea, but how about overall? Can you think of any other
To sum
words
up,
we could to sum up? Yeah. How about everything considered? Huh? All things considered. A bit more informal. Okay, so those are some extra phrases you could use in your writing. Um, let's focus on number 2 and number 3 here, where we've got some conditionals. What's the structure in number 2? Is it A or B in the bottom of the box here?
Number two?
Yeah, number 2, which is that A or B?
It's B.
Yeah, it's B. It's like a recommendation, isn't it? You'll find it completely absorbing. Yeah, notice the will future in the main clause. And in number 3, it's more like an opinion. You've got the present and the present, the verb to be. If there's a downside, it's the music. Now, here are some more useful uh, conjunctions. All right. for linking your ideas together. All right. So I'm going to give you access, and I'd like you to choose the correct option. So Isaac, you're going to be slide 5, Lorena, slide 6, Marcella, slide 7. I'd like you to click on what you think is the right answer. You think it's happens or rule? As a rule, as a happens? Lorena, what do you think?
As a rule,
As a rule, yes. As a rule, I don't like natural history documentaries, right? But this one is an exception. So there, you choose the highlighting tool, yeah, and you just choose the right answer like that, yeah?
yes.
So I'll give you a couple of minutes to do this, guys. Find your slide with your name on it and underline the correct option. That's it. Marcella, good job.
It's not me.
It's not you. Okay,
No, I don't know. So
you need to click that. You see that little pen tool where it says highlight color? You choose a
yeah,
color and then you just go like that, yeah?
yeah.
At the top.
Thank you. I'm trying to find a highlighter. Okay.
Yeah. First you click on the text and then you find the tool at the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Generally the case. Or is it generally speaking? Yes. Correct, Marcella. Good job. So number 2 isn't correct. The answer is more often than not. But number 3 is correct. What often happens?
More often than not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sounds yeah. Okay, hold on now.
And most cases, the sound isn't great. Yes, and in most cases, that's correct. But it's generally speaking, yeah? Yeah.
I have the mistake out in the second one, right?
The second
It's
one.
more
Yeah.
often than not. More often
Yeah.
than not.
Yeah. And Isaac, it's generally speaking. Yeah. Good. Now, I'd like you to think of a film, TV series, computer game, or website that you'd like to review. So, Lorena, which will you go for?
Uh, a website.
A website. Okay. Lorena, website. What about you, Isaac? What will you go for?
Um, I would say the same. I would say.
A website. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Marcella?
Which were my options?
You could go for a movie, a TV series, a computer game, or a website.
Okay, movie.
Movie. Okay. Okay, so choose your website or movie. Okay, and then I'd like you to move down to the template and write your review. Try to organize it in paragraphs using the life review as a guide, right? So remember, paragraph one is to do with catching the reader's attention. Paragraph two is like the positive points, description of the content, the positive parts. Paragraph three is the negative features. Uh, and paragraph four, you've got to have a recommendation or conclusion, right? To the reader, right? Imagine that someone is actually going to read this and will follow up on what you suggest. Right? So, Isaac, you're on 9. Lorena, you're on 10. Your name is there. Marcella, you are 11. Okay. Can you just try to write something in there just to check you can write on there? Okay, I'm going to give you a whole 10 minutes, 15 minutes for this, but I will stop you at 10 to see how you're doing. And then should be enough. I'll check your progress periodically. Here's an example. Ariana wrote about Jane Eyre by Jane Austen, I think it was. Oh no, Jane Eyre is by Bronte, wasn't it? Emily Bronte. It was a book review. But Ariana wrote that, and she included all those important points. Lorena, yours looks good, but you could perhaps include the title of the book somewhere, maybe in the first paragraph.
Okay, yes, teacher.
Couple minutes left. All right. Time is moving on, so I'm going to ask you, please, to read each other's uh, reviews. So, Isaac, please read Lorena's. Does she include, uh, does it make you want to watch or read or listen to of the review? Does she include good information about the book, like the plot? Is it fair? Is there a balance of positive and negative? Is there a clear recommendation? Lorena, please do the same to Marcella's. Yeah. And Marcella, please read Isaac's review. Okay. Give you about 3 minutes, and you can make oral comments as well as you read. Sorry, if there's something you don't understand, you could say, "Oh, I don't understand. What do you mean by this?" Or you could say whether you like the review, whether it would make you actually read the review. Would it actually make you read or watch the movie, like the Wuthering Heights movie, or read The Little Prince, or watch Men of Honor? So, Isaac, any comments on Lorena's?
Yes, of course, Andrew. Well, first of all, I think it makes me to want to watch, or in this case, to read that book, because the points that she mentioned are very attractive,
Yeah,
and also, in general, the information about, in this case, the book, uh, it appears or she wrote down, in the activity. And also, she mentioned basically positive and negative points.
yeah,
And finally, she recommends, or she gives a recommendation of the book. Yes. So I think
yeah. It's a strong,
she
strong
has all
recommendation.
points. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
On Lorena, any comments about Marcella's review?
Uh, oh, yes. Well, her review, it's complete according to the topics in the
Huh?
chart, and it it's interesting for me because he explains the I think mainly the message of the movie, and I'm also interested in movies or bases in a real life story.
So it's a non-fiction book, is a movie, is it? Men of
Well, it's a
Honor.
fiction movie, but it says that it's based in a real life story.
Okay. Well done, Marcella, for using the word quibble. Yes. Could you give us some feedback on Isaac's review?
So it has of the points that we have to put. Yeah, but I wouldn't look at the movie once I try it. And yeah, it's boring in the beginning, so I
Uh,
never could finish it. But yeah, I like that. Actually, I could watch it only because of what he put on the conclusion that it's a romantic and crazy love story. Yeah,
yes.
but I'm not
It's a
crazy
good.
about the long lasting of the movie.
Yeah, it's a good recommendation, isn't it? That. Yeah.
I will try to.
Yeah. I read the book recently. I thought it was pretty boring, actually.
Yes. But
Yeah,
I think the
I
movie is
remember
better.
I read it too a
Yes.
long
Yeah.
time ago. That's why I didn't want to watch the movie.
Yes,
Uh,
and currently I
I was
think.
falling asleep too.
Yes, and actually, currently there are some different um, versions of the movie,
yeah.
with different characters. But I think movie is better. I think
Yeah.
you should watch.
Why don't you tell us which are the good parts so we can skip to there?
Yes, but I think, um, well, I think all points, in the movie are important because if you skip some points at the beginning, you will not understand, the end of the story. So I think it's important to see all watch completely.
Yeah.
But I think the the end is the most exciting thing. But yes,
Yeah.
so I think
Okay, I will skip to the L.
yes,
Okay, great. So very good reviews. Well done, everyone. You did it in the time, and they were very well structured. Um, just a couple of things you could work on. After recommend, it's usually an ing form, right? I usually recommend watching, uh, or or you can have what's called a like a subjunctive. I highly recommend you watch or that you watch the movie. Yeah, that's like a After due, we tend to say, well, probably because it would be the more economical way to say it, because it is so long, or due to the fact that it is so long. Yeah. And if you want to soften your criticism, you could say something I didn't quite like about it is, yeah. So it's sufficiently informal, but gets the point across. Well done, everybody. Now, that's my lesson. Next week, you'll have a writing lesson from who is it? Luciana, and a speaking lesson from Alex, and it's going to be about a special event that you've attended. Okay, um, so I'm going to hand over to Luciana and Alex to introduce themselves. Who's going first? Is it Alex? Alex, go ahead.
Thank you. So, can you hear me clearly, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, yes.
So, I see Isaac, Marcela, and Lorena's. Okay, nice to meet you guys. So, my name is Alex, and I will be your teacher in this a couple of weeks, maybe. So, we're going to try to make it as fun as possible. Yeah, it's just for you to participate and engage in the lessons. And well, it's it will be a really pleasure to work with you guys. And of course, whenever you have a question, anything that I can help you with, you can you can tell me. Okay, I'm very open, so to get in there. And well, I will be here with you guys. Hopefully, you can get a lot of knowledge about these lessons. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex.
Yes.
Thank you, teacher.
Well, I guess it's my turn then. Hi everyone. I'm Luciana. I'm so excited to be teaching you for the next couple of weeks along with Alex. We've been working together for like a while now, so it's been really fun and we really intend to keep going and make this very entertaining and learning like a learning experience for you. What can I say? Well, I'm from Peru, so there's that. I would love to know where you guys are located as well, if you could share it with me. So what do you think? Where are you guys from?
Hello, teacher. In my case, my name is Isaac, and I'm from Mexico City.
Nice. What about Marcela? Where are you from?
Hey, I'm from state of Mexico.
Nice. And Lorena, where are you from?
Hi, teacher. Also from Mexico City.
Nice. All of you guys are from Mexico. Alex is from Mexico as well, so you have that in common. But,
Nice.
but yeah, it's exciting. I can't wait to teach all of you, and we're gonna have fun.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
I'm afraid, yeah. So I think that's all we have for you tonight. Uh, we're going to finish then, and if you've got students, if you've got time tomorrow and you want to attend a class, there's one upper intermediate class in on grammar tomorrow at from it's actually no 10 till sorry 10 till 11 at this address if you're able to. I know you can't, some of you can't because of work commitments, but um, we'll do. There's a grammar lesson on wishes and hopes tomorrow.
Okay. Thank
Sorry,
you.
it's been a bit short tonight, but it will be 90 minutes next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, teachers. Good
Bye.
night.
All right. So let's see what you noted down about the lesson.
Let me open my
Oh, I
notes.
Ah,
wrote down a couple things.
yeah.
Well, um, I wrote like every stage a little bit, just not a lot because it's just I got it. And I think this one, to be honest, I think it's more like, of course, there are productive skills, and for me in the lead in, sorry, yeah, the students were engaged since the first beginning, so I got like the teacher is just the moderator, just he just start like asking questions and have them to participate, to ask each other, like in the previous lessons, at least for what I got, is like in the past class, students are more like you need to get more questions a
Mm.
lot. You need to tell them to encourage them to speak a little bit more. In this ones, you can have just one questions, and you can get
Right. So
them
you
to.
you noticed the difference in the level, did you, Alex?
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really interesting that part. Yeah, for the first part, for example.
Okay. Yeah. Any other comments? Sorry to interrupt. Please continue. You're making good comments.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah, and it was interesting to me because it changed my perspective of the Latin. Like instead of just me asking them a lot of questions, I can have just maybe a brief topic, what they think, and do you agree? Maybe that would be a good one. So
Uh,
if they can pair up, for example. I mean, just
yeah.
for the Latin, that's what I got. Yeah, thank you. Sorry.
Well, what about the rest of the lesson, Alex? Did you notice anything
Oh
that
yes.
was
I
important?
will go just okay. Yeah, I will get just all my comments of it. Um, I don't know if I missed it because I lost connection for a while, but I know I didn't get if it was a pre-teach this time, but I put that it was no pre-teach. At the first beginning, there was just like the Latin, but I didn't quite catch it. I'm sorry about that. Um, then
All right.
our
Well,
reading
there was
task.
an initial reading task, wasn't there? Yeah. This.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So get the students to read the model and
Mhm.
and get the general idea. Yeah. The gist task.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah,
Yeah.
about that, of course, I got that review, and where I got is here also that I liked. It was a kind of a real review, and something that I noticed as well is like in the gist previously we had like 1 minute
Uh,
or we have like 40 seconds, and in this one
yeah.
I noticed that is 2 minutes. It's this is because well for me that students can have more time to deeply understand or get specific parts of this so they can use them
Yeah.
right after that. So that's why they have a little bit more time than the previous task. It was something interesting for me as well. Um, Another thing that I noticed that I use my timer, but I never use it with the students. Like you show the timer there. For me, it was a great idea. And Google Forms. I have noticed that in previous lessons we used like the Google Forms, but they didn't send it or we didn't give the feedback right after it, and something that I like it, and they respond really well, so it was really
Uh,
really nice to me. Um, in the next spot, okay, this is for detailed, and they were from the general part to the specific part, like how was organized, the organization, how was it? And I really
yes.
like it because
This
it
is
was
more
like
about the. Sorry to interrupt again, but this is more about the
yeah,
genre analysis. Yeah.
uh,
The genre analysis is like what kind of information is generally included in this text type and how is it organized? Yeah. So that was uh this bit about the paragraphs. You know what goes in each paragraph. Um. So
uh,
like like that one. Yeah. Where is it? Here it is. Paragraph one, paragraph two, and so on. Yeah. Okay, and yeah, and then the type of language that's normally found in this text type is important to point out, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
and the level of uh, formality, the place of publication, which is also going to affect the level of formality, and yeah, and then you can work from the top down, can't you? From the general to the specific.
Exactly.
Uh, and yeah, and this try to also include, and this applies for speaking lessons as well, try to improve the range of lexical phrases that the students can use, lexical expressions. Yeah. Here we focused on these discourse markers a little bit before they started writing. Well, thank you very much, Alex, for your comments so far. Luciana, what did you think about the motivation to write? Was there a good motivation, reason for writing?
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting how, well, they had just seen an example and they were talking about it, so they were already interested in the topic. But the one thing that stood up for me was when you asked them like, do you want to write about a book, about a movie, about a website? Because it gave them some sort of control over what they were gonna do and pick something that interests them. Like I work a lot with children and we do
Yeah,
that to make them do what we want them to do, but like let them feel more motivated to do it because they're deciding to do it. Um,
right.
and it's funny how it works with everyone, not just kids. But yeah, I thought that was really, really interesting and yeah, it was helpful for them to have that example there as well of the reading that they did. So they knew what they had to do and what each paragraph like had to like which information had to be in which part of the paragraphs.
Right.
Hmm.
What about the actual writing? The mechanism of writing, was that something that you thought was effective or could be improved?
Yeah, I definitely thought it was effective. I wouldn't have come up with the idea of sharing the slides and being like, okay, this is your slide, this is your slide. And I think that's very useful because usually I have them do like so far I've been having them do stuff separately. But of course, when it comes to writing, it's more difficult because I would have them, I don't know, have a discussion and then we would like share the main points of the discussion, which you can do when you're not writing, but when you're checking the writing, you need to see it. So I think this is very
Yes.
useful. And having them like go over each other's writing as well, I think is pretty effective.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's quite important to have a tool that you can monitor in real time. I mean, you could get the students to write on a piece of paper, but then how do you then evaluate what they've written? I mean, you could they show it up to the screen, but I mean, it's difficult to read that, isn't it? But and also you can't really check their progress. You want to see how well they're doing with the writing. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think the purpose of the self-evaluation at the back at the end is? What is the purpose of this checklist?
I think it was helpful to provide guidance when they were writing because they could see it, so they knew what they were like looking out for. But also it allowed them to like reflect on what they were doing and have kind of like the guidelines when they were reading each other's to know
Right.
what to look for as well.
Right. Good. So that's the writing. I hope you find that useful for next week, Luciana.
Hmm.
Um, we didn't have a chance to do a speaking demo. but you've got the link here, um, Alex, so you can watch that in your free time, perhaps before you teach the lesson. Yeah, it's YouTube. Um, but I did want to show you some of the tools that I used for this lesson. Um, some of them are the usual Google Forms. Some of them are the usual Google Forms, but I what I found useful for teaching speaking skills is getting the students to maybe categorize these useful phrases that they'll use. So this the language input was these adverbs like actually, suddenly, yeah, adverbs used for telling a story. So I used an interactive whiteboard like this. This is Fig Jam. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Um, so the students, uh, the first time they listen for gist as usual. Maybe uh, answer some questions about the audio. It's quite a detailed story, so that's why I had these quite a few state true or false statements. Okay, and then the second time they listened out for these expressions like actually. Maybe you could tick off the ones that they heard like that. Yeah, put them in groups, give them access to the uh, interactive whiteboard. Now, FigJam or Miro can be quite useful. That's the link. See if you can move the sticky notes. So you've got to then put them, match them to the function here. Apparently, so all in all, just to summarize, actually, anyway, anyways, to return to the main topic, actually is to confirm, and you can give them uh, the tape script as they listen to the second time and tick off the expressions that they hear. Here's the audio script. They can check their answers that way. What else did I work on in this lesson? Well, a little bit on accuracy. So, is it according to or according with? What do you think? According to or according with?
According to.
Yeah. This is just help the students to develop accuracy as well as fluency, because it's not just about fluency speaking. Is it lucky or luckily? What do you think? Lucky or luckily?
Luckily.
Luckily is yes. It's an adverb, isn't it? And by the end, and in the end. What's the usual form? think about that Beatles song.
Again.
And in the end, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So all on all or all in all?
I think that we saw all in all.
All in all, yes. Yeah, so you can just check, confirm the answers there in the usual way. Yeah. Okay, so the form you can work on a little bit, but remember it's not a grammar lesson, so don't make it heavy, just accuracy. Make them more accurate with the use of these expressions. Now, pronunciation. Uh, you can focus on the larger aspects of pronunciation like stress, rhythm, intonation, and weak forms. How do you pronounce the weak forms? I don't like to use very much IPA, but if you're going to use it at all, you can use help them with the schwa sound, the upside down E. Yeah, because that's very, very common in English. So I played the audio a couple of times and they had to choose which was the best option. So the whole sentences to give them some context. Actually, I got to hear. So I'll just play that for you. So I made the recording myself. Yeah, sometimes the course book doesn't always provide you with a pronunciation focus, so you've got to get inventive. Through in plenty of time because it was such an important meeting. Meanwhile, everyone else was sitting on the plane waiting for me. Anyway, I suddenly heard sirens from all directions. You play it a couple of times so that students try and notice the stressed words. Actually, I got to Heathrow in plenty of time because it was such an important meeting. Meanwhile, everyone else was sitting on the plane waiting for me. Anyway, I suddenly heard sirens from all directions. Yeah. That's it. Get them to submit their answers, which is the correct stress pattern. Ah, no responses, but it doesn't matter. Now, what about the speaking task itself? What was the speaking task? Oh, they had to plan a little travel story. It can be about themselves or someone else they know. So I have clear instructions, whether it's speaking or writing, clear rubric. Choose from one of these ideas. It could be an interesting business trip or an unusual vacation or travel experience. Give them 1 or 2 minutes to make notes using keywords. They could make the notes on the slide, or doesn't really matter for this. You could get them to write keywords on in a notebook. Give them a structure, setup, complication, resolution. Something usually goes wrong. In this story, something went wrong. What was the issue? And before they start talking, see if they can find a place where they can put in these adverbs. They then go to breakout rooms. They tell each other the stories. They should think of a question to ask their partner when they finish. You, as the teacher, you go to the breakout rooms. You're listening in, maybe making some notes. Yeah. but they should be able to speak for about maybe 10 minutes at least. If they finish early, you could get them to swap. So they tell their story to a new partner. And in repeating the story, they should get better. It usually happens. Yeah, and then give them some feedback on how well they told their stories. Were they well structured?
Right.
Give them some delayed error correction on the language. That makes sense?
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so some ideas for you there for next week. I think we're just about set then for next Tuesday, aren't we? Now, before we go, we're almost finished, but I just wondered if you had any comments or issues regarding focus on the learner. I'm sure Ricardo gave you some orientation on that, right? Focus on the learner assignment. And knowing Ricardo, he's probably suggested that you maybe use one of your own students. Did he suggest that?
Yeah, I talked to him about it and he was like, "Yeah, you should probably use one of your own students so you know more, like more of the information."
Right. Is that what you're going to do, Luciana?
I probably am doing that, yeah.
Alternatively, you could use one of today's students or one of from the previous group. So is that what you're likely to do to use your own student?
Yeah, I think I might do one of my own students or maybe from the previous group. I'm still deciding.
I think I would do it with my own students, maybe one of my own students.
That's fine, Alex. Yeah. Are they Spanish speakers?
Yes, they are. I have some of them. They are in. Well, I need to think which level I wanted, but I have A2 and B1. So, but I think I will choose maybe the B1.
That's fine. Okay. And do your students, Luciana, they're also Spanish speakers?
Yeah, but mine are usually younger, so that's what I need to look into.
Yeah, they do need to be 18 plus. Now, I'm sure Ricardo also pointed out some resources to you, but one thing I found very useful. Um, Now, even though your students are Spanish speakers and you both, obviously, that's your first language, um, so you know quite a lot about interference problems. Um, but even so, it's worth looking at this book, Learner English, because this can give you useful guidance on problems that Spanish speakers often have with English. Okay, so look at page 90. Hmm?
Perfect.
Yeah, the terminology is very well precise in this. Yeah. So, a typical problem that Spanish speakers often have with individual words is the consonant clusters. Yeah. So what are consonant clusters? It will tell you. Yeah. And then having identified problems like that, then you can go and find a book that will deal with them. Yeah. So if you want to deal with like consonant clusters for Spanish speaking speakers, um, learners of English, you can find an activity in English pronunciation in use, um, related to syllables, consonants at the end of syllables, for example. Yeah, that would work. Or if there's some other issue, you can go to reference D3 at the back of the book and find the guide for speakers of specific languages. So there's lots of pronunciation activities for Spanish speakers on page 144. Yeah. Yeah, but you may not decide to go with pronunciation. You might go for something different. You might go for grammar or Lexis. Yeah, but please don't go for a skill. Yeah, you're not supposed to go for skills like reading, listening, speaking, writing. It has to be a system. Is that clear to you? Because that if you go for a skill, then you'll have to resubmit, unfortunately. Yeah, because it does specify two specific language problems. Here's another tip. Um, you have to say why you believe the activity is appropriate for your learners. Sometimes candidates get stuck with that and don't write very persuasive rationales. Um, one good way to do it is to refer back to their learning styles and the activities that they enjoy most and benefit from in the class. So really think about that part, yeah? Think about their learning styles and preferences. Are they more auditory, visual, kinesthetic? Use the right sort of terminology. Look at the terms from More About the Learner, Unit 7. That will help you to think about why the activity is appropriate. So, for example, if your young learners are quite young, like yours, Luciana, you could use a pronunciation activity that features a game, right? And maybe kinesthetic. So, yeah, pronunciation games might be suitable. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, Another cause for resubmission is often you don't write you aren't specific enough about their strengths and weaknesses. Here, you should mention the four skills in part A, but not in part B. Um, so think about the sub skills. Like if you've done an interview with them, think about the fluency aspect. It's also a good idea to get a writing sample from them so that you can analyze the writing, talk about their strengths there. Are they good at organizing their ideas in paragraphs, if they're upper intermediate particularly? Can they use conjunctions, linkers? That's an aspect of cohesion, which is a writing subskill. So try and be a bit specific here if you can. That makes sense?
Yep, it does.
Well, I think the good thing about working in this group is that because there's only two of you, we can finish a bit earlier. But you don't have such long teaching practices. The downside is you can only observe each other. You don't have the benefit of observing other teachers. So perhaps, you could consider, dropping in to see other other students doing their teaching, and there's a way you can do that. I'll show you how to do that. Um, so we're on week 9. So we've done our live observation. Wasn't much teaching practice, but you both teach anyway, so I don't think it's too necessary. And we've done guided lesson planning. So try and do an observation of your choice. Um, and next week is teaching practice 5. So it's 5 and 6, and then we've got our Semana Santa break. First week of April. So if you need to do some more observations, classroom observations, here we are. It's here on the Moodle platform. Sorry about that. My Zoom seemed to freeze. Well, that's just about it. So, any further questions before next week?
Not right now. Thank you very much.
It's the usual procedure. Please submit your lesson plan, preferably 2 hours before. I know sometimes it's difficult because of your teaching schedules and all that, but it just enables me to read the lesson plans and point anything out before the lesson. And and then submit it to the Moodle uh, platform. Okay. See you next week.
Thank you.
All
See
right.
you.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.